caught my best friend stealing my identity. My revenge was 3 years in the making. My phone buzzed at 2 a.m. with a credit alert. Someone had just opened a card in my name with a $15,000 limit. I wasn't worried. I'd frozen my credit after my wallet was stolen last year. What I didn't expect was seeing my best friend Olivia's address on the application. Olivia and I had been inseparable since college. She was the maid of honor at my wedding, godmother to my son, and the person I called during my divorce when I couldn't breathe through the panic attacks. While I struggled financially after the split, working 2 jobs to keep our house, Olivia's life looked perfect on Instagram. Designer clothes, luxury vacations, and a renovated downtown condo. Just good at finding deals, she'd say when I complimented her new kitty bag. With shaking hands, I pulled my credit report, 6 credit inquiries in 2 months, all with Olivia's phone number. The pieces fell into place. Her unexplained prosperity, how she'd collect my mail when watching my son, the time she borrowed my laptop to check email. I could have called the police immediately. Instead, I made a different choice. Hey Liv, I need a huge favor. I texted the next morning. Can you cosign a loan for me? The divorce wrecked my credit. Of course, babe, anything for you, she replied instantly. The first phase of my plan, I told her I needed her to be my emergency contact for everything doctor, school, bank. She eagerly provided her information, which I documented carefully for months. I pretended nothing was wrong. I invited her over more often, strategically leaving bank statements visible. I mentioned the inheritance my aunt had left me, a complete fabrication. I talked about the investment opportunity that would double my money by next year, all while quietly building my case with the credit bureaus, banks, and eventually a lawyer. The second phase, I rebuilt my finances. I worked overtime, saved aggressively, and repaired my actual credit. I reconnected with friends I'd neglected because Olivia had subtly isolated me. She's just jealous, Olivia would say whenever someone else got close. I noticed how she'd accidentally open my bank app on my phone, how she'd ask detailed questions about my finances disguised as concern. The third phase came on her birthday. I threw her a surprise party at her favorite restaurant, invited everyone she knew. As she blew out the candles, I handed her an envelope. What's this? A gift card, she asked, grinning. Open it, I said, smiling back. Inside was a complete dossier, fonts of her fraudulent applications, bank records showing transfers to her accounts, copies of police reports I'd filed, and a letter from my attorney. What is this? She whispered, color draining from her face. Everything the police and your employer will receive tomorrow, I replied quietly. Unless you confess to everyone here right now. The room fell silent as I stood up. My friend Olivia has something important to share, I announced. She looked around desperately. I can explain. Either you tell them or I will. Tears streaming, she admitted everything. How she'd been stealing my identity for years, how she'd opened cards, taken loans, even filed tax returns in my name to get refunds. Her designer life was built on my stolen identity. As her friends stared in horror, I placed a USB drive in front of her. Every penny you stole, paid back within 30 days, or this goes to the police. And you'll tell anyone who asks exactly why you've suddenly fallen on hard times. She paid it all back, last I heard. She'd moved across the country, her Instagram now private, her luxury lifestyle mysteriously gone. Some betrayals cut deeper than others, but patience is a weapon when wielded carefully.